Bad Boys 2. I only watched this movie because Hot Fuzz mentioned it. They were like, um, have you seen Point Break? No. Have you seen Hot Bad Boys 2? No. You haven't seen Bad Boys 2? And I was thinking, that line really stuck to my head. They really emphasize Bad Boys 2. And I know Michael Bay sent me, don't get me wrong. Like, I know the man makes failure after failure after failure after failure. And I kind of don't agree because I like The Rock. That was a good movie. And Armageddon was, admittedly, yeah, it was stupid, but I still liked it a little bit. The Island, I kind of liked. And Transformers, yeah, I guess. But I have to agree, the man just sometimes doesn't get it. Like, he doesn't listen to his critics, and he keeps doing what he does. But what he does doesn't really make sense, and actually has become some sort of, like, I would say, a gimmick for him. Where the things that make his movies bad is his gimmick. Like, if you notice in his films, they're always sunset or sunrise. Like, it's always that orange kind of hue, and it's always like military dudes going into something, even though, like, sometimes it doesn't make sense in the story. Like, he always puts in some sort of weird plot loop that would involve the military. Like, even if it's the tiniest thing, like in Bad Boys 2, and near the end of the movie where they're gonna try to rescue Martin Lawrence's sister, the police chief, he gets the CIA's involvement, and they're like, I have friends. Joe Pantoliano is the police chief. So, I have friends in the CIA, and they wanted to help. That's the reason for the CIA helping them on this illegal mission. And it doesn't make sense because it doesn't really I don't know why the CIA would care for them, and that's like just because that one line that one line is the reason why the CIA is involved, and that's pretty much the reasons they give for most of the stuff that happens in the movie. Like, it's not just the military, but it's a bunch of stuff. Like, um, let me try to think of a reason. Like, in the beginning of the movie, they do a drug bust on a bunch of Ku Klux Klan members, and they do it because a cop says he had a leak from this one guy. And in a way that makes sense, but then, like, they don't really give a lot of base for, like, the operation. They just said, we got some one random guy who told us this is gonna be it. And you wouldn't think cops wouldn't work like that. They would, like, gather evidence before they do a bust, but apparently Michael Bay's cops do. And their cops are geared up like freaking Delta Force or Navy SEAL dudes. Like, damn, you wouldn't expect them to be packing this much heat. But they do, apparently. And there's also a lot of stuff that, like, you wouldn't imagine the police having. Like, Will Smith drives I think a Ferrari or Corvette? I forgot, but it was a really nice car. And, let's see, Martin Lawrence lives, like, in a mansion, even though in the movie he says he wasn't given a lot of money, unlike Will Smith, but he lives in a mansion. So that's a plot hole that they never explain. And then the story doesn't really add up. Like, if you're trying to follow the drug story, you're gonna get lost because they don't really explain it well. They just do a little bit of it, and then they go to an action scene. A little bit of story, action scene. Yeah, and Roger Ebert did say the movie was chases and shootouts. So the story's kind of left out everywhere, and it'll only make sense if you watch it like a bunch of times. And most people wouldn't want to watch it again. And yeah, I guess I understand why people wouldn't like this film. Like, there's a lot of scenes that would turn off someone. Like, I was turned off immediately when I saw the Ku Klux Klan people. Like, I don't know. I never found that image like appealing. And then even even them shooting the Ku Klux Klan people, it was just like I don't know. It was just awkward. And then there was the Haitians who were whose only personality was that they're Haitian, and which leads to a little bit of racist, like a racist thoughts coming to your head, like the inevitable racist thoughts, like Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, their entire movie, they're just like, damn, we about to hit up this place and all that, and I, I don't know, it just feels awkward watching this, and especially the one scene where what Roger Ebert complained most about was when they harassed this teenager. They called him like the N word. They beat him up, and well, they didn't beat him up, but they like freaking interrogated this guy, and it just seemed really out of place when the scene comes up. Just too cruel. And but overall, the movie, it's bad, but it's an acquired taste, I guess, if you're into this kind of stupidness.